This is my review and installation of the Rugged Ridge Windshield LED light bar kit fitting all 2007 and up JKs. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this kit, which is a 2 out of 3 wrench installation. Actually getting the lights and the bar installed are very simple processes, but you are going to have to do a little bit of wiring to get those lights hooked up, which is why I'm giving this a 2 out of 3 wrenches. This is for those of you who are looking to add some additional auxiliary lighting onto your Jeep but aren't interested in a single 50-inch light bar. Those light bars, even though a lot of them do include a combination beam of flood beam on the outside and spot on the inside, don't give you a ton of other flexibility. With a setup like this, you can have the lights independently switched, which gives you the opportunity to turn on some lights and not others, just giving you a lot more control. This light bar mount is available separate from the lights themselves, so if you wanted to get different light patterns, you could certainly do that and mount them on this bar. But as the kit comes, this is going to be driving lights with the mounts, light covers to keep you legal if you're in an area that requires you to keep your lights covered when they're not on, and also a wiring harness, although there is still going to be some wiring involved, even though that harness is included. As I mentioned, that is really the most difficult part about installing this kit on your Jeep, is going to be the wiring. As far as what's included in this kit, you do get the light mount. That is going to be a steel tubular light mount that will go over the top of the windshield. It's covered in a textured black powder coat finish. This is designed to mount very easily onto your Jeep using the factory windshield hinge bolt holes and, in fact, the factory windshield hinge bolts. So again, this is a very easy install, no need to drill or modify anything. And this bar does have tabs on it, which allows it to accept 3 13.5-inch light bars, which of course are included in this kit as well. Now, these light bars are a driving beam, which means that they are a low and wide beam. Now, up on top of the windshield, a lot of people prefer more of a spot beam so you don't get light bouncing off of the hood back into your eyes as the driver, but a driving beam will work as well as long as you have these lights aimed properly. Now, each one of these lights does come with a weatherproof connector right on it and also a weatherproof connector pigtail that will plug into that. Now, you do have to get this pigtail wired up in order to get the actual lights working. Now, Rugged Ridge does include a harness that has a fuse and a relay. They actually include 3 of these, one for each of these lights, and they do include 3 switches. But it's your job to get each of these 3 harnesses wired to the lights, wired together, and wired to the switches. You also have to find somewhere to mount those switches. So there are some more steps involved in getting this whole thing set up. It's not a simple plug and play installation, which is why I give it a 2 out of 3 wrenches. As I mentioned before, this also does include the light covers in case you're in one of those areas that you have to have your lights covered in order to stay legal when the lights are not on. So to get this setup installed, all you need to do is remove a couple of the screws from your windshield hinge, place your bracket in place, and replace those screws over top. Once you do that on both the driver and the passenger side, you'll be able to put this center section over top of the windshield and then bolt your 3 light bars in place. Again, that part of this installation is very, very simple. The whole process will take you less than an hour. There's really nothing to it. After that, you have to get into wiring. If you are somebody who's comfortable with automotive wiring, you have some wire, you have your wiring tools laying around, getting this setup is not going to be overly complicated for you. However, if you're not comfortable with automotive wiring, I would recommend taking this setup to a shop to have them wired up for you. It can be a little bit complicated. On the bright side, you can do the simple part of installing the mount and installing the lights, which will save you some money when you take everything to the shop, and they'll be able to get it installed pretty easily for you. So again, getting this part installed, probably around an hour. By the time you wire everything, the whole process is going to take you around 2 hours or more, depending on how you run your wires and how clean you want everything to be. As far as tools go, you're not going to need any specialty tools, although you will need a Torx bit in order to remove the factory screws out of your windshield hinges, and you are going to need your wiring tools if you plan on wiring this up on your own. Overall, I think that this kit is fairly priced. You can, of course, buy all of these components individually, but Rugged Ridge puts them all in one box, so you have that aspect of convenience, and you know that these lights will mount on this bar, these covers will fit the lights, and so on and so on. So If that's what you're looking for, an easy turnkey one-stop shop, I think that this is going to be a good option for you. If you're looking for the most amount of light output, the best possible beam pattern, you're probably going to have to spend a little bit more money on one of those top tier lights on the market, and maybe this kit is not for you. However, again, if you want a turnkey setup, you want some light, this is going to be a good option. So if you're looking to add some auxiliary lighting onto your Jeep, but you want more flexibility than you can get from a single 50-inch light bar over the windshield, having 3 13.5-inch light bars gives you a ton more flexibility and a different look. So that's my review of the Rugged Ridge Windshield LED light bar kit fitting all 2007 and up JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.